Doing really well here, Neil. And you?
Fantastic. And today's topic, headaches during pregnancy. Why have you devoted an entire chapter to headaches in your book, Pregnancy Your Way?
Well, because it's important to know whether your headache is benign, that is not dangerous, or whether it's a dangerous headache. And thank goodness, most headaches are benign. They're nuisance headaches. Migraines certainly hurt a lot, and so can tension headaches. But you should know what kind of headache you have because that could save your life.
How do I know if I have a migraine headache?
Well, migraine headaches typically are throbbing headaches on one side, although you can have them on both sides, but more often they're on one side. They're caused by increased blood supply to the vessels around the brain. That affects the blood vessels and the nerves that go along with the blood vessels, the neurovascular bundles. They can last 4 hours to 4 days.
What's the cause of migraine headaches during pregnancy?
Well, for the most part, I think we've been struggling with the cause of that for a long time. But like I said, this is changes in blood flow for the blood vessels that surround the brain and the nerves that go along with those blood vessels. Over half of pregnant women will have some relief from their migraine headaches during pregnancy. And that relief will begin late in the first trimester and stay throughout the second and third trimesters. But they probably will have a rebound after they deliver.
Will migraines during pregnancy harm my growing baby?
Absolutely not.
How many kinds of migraine headaches are there?
Well, there's basically two kinds. There's the kind with aura and the kinds without aura. So what does aura mean? Well, flashing lights, and these are visual changes mostly, zigzag lines, and actually even losing your eyesight temporarily, at least on one eye. Um, the aura can usually occurs before the migraine, but it can also occur during the migraine.
How can you manage migraine headaches in pregnancy?
Well, there are many ways that you could do it. I read several articles for this, talk about cold packs, darkened room, sleep, avoiding triggers such as coffee, chocolate, and stress. Well, how do you avoid stress? It isn't always easy to do. Also, treatments include biofeedback, massage, and acupuncture alternatives.
In pregnancy, what medications may a person take to treat migraines?
Well, for years we've said Tylenol is okay. Now that's kind of controversial too. Caffeine, 1 year is good, 1 year is bad, so it's hard to say make a recommendation. Some people recommend NSAIDs like ibuprofen to take in the first and second trimester. Nobody recommends taking NSAIDs, ibuprofen in the third trimester because of the risk of closing the patent ductus, which you do not want to do when the baby's in the uterus. There's also sumatriptan, which everybody seems to agree on. And there is, of course, codeine and morphine, and we're worried about getting used to that addiction. But still, those are options for use during pregnancy.
What are some dangerous conditions which could be confused with migraines?
Well, brain bleeds. You don't want to have a brain bleed. Those are quite morbid. We can get very sick from that. Meningitis, which is an infection of the membranes around the brain, and brain tumors, of course, you can have. Thank goodness they're relatively rare. The thing about brain tumors is they don't know age. In other words, whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 doesn't make any difference. You're still as likely to get them as anybody else. And finally, there's a real big problem associated with pregnancy is hypertension, untreated preeclampsia and eclampsia.
All right. The best place to go is worlddocallen.com and pick up Pregnancy Way, available today on Amazon. Thanks, Doc.
Thank you, Neil.
All right. That was World Doc Allen.